Hello, everyone. It's Art Russell here at Think Twice on YouTube and thinktwice.me at wordpress.com. We're going to cover a lot of ground in today's video, but I hope you'll stay with me. And I'm going to begin with an odd request, really odd. To dive deeper in our understanding of our essential nature, I'd like you to take off your coveralls. Yep. More artwork. Here we go. So in this illustration, I'd like you to consider that the coveralls are the person and its personal history. Every morning, when we actually see the body arise, we become aware of content of the mind. We assume ourselves to be the same person. Those are the coveralls, or that is the coverall. The coveralls of you are made up of the following. We can begin with name. Every pair of coveralls, it's not really a pair, but there's one person. We get one character to play in this dance called life, and it has a name. Mine, Art Russell. My coveralls look like this. My coveralls have an age. We claim that that's who we are. The body. The body, we can easily question that. It's changing moment to moment to moment. By some estimates, 300 million cells in a minute, I believe it is. I see varying numbers and estimates, but the point is, we're not the same that long. The mind. People claim to be their mind. The mind is changing. Friday night, you might be feeling lonely because you're not going out on a date. An hour later, you've tuned into Netflix. Where are the lonely thoughts? They've maybe gone. They're not you. They come and they go. Then we have nationality. That's just a term to refer to someone that apparently lives in a certain area of the world. We would label this pair of coveralls Canadian. It's not who I am. Then we have status, marital, educational, financial. Those are some of the status symbols that we go by. Really? You can be a PhD or a college certificate or degree? No. Those are just appearances in consciousness. Career. Can you really be a plumber or a paramedic? It was work that was done through this vehicle, this costume, or this pair of coveralls. Most people also believe that their coveralls are their thoughts, sensations, perceptions, memories. We'll say, but Art, you don't really understand. I mean, that thing really happened to me when I was 5. I got spanked for I did something bad. Try to find that now beyond a memory. If we don't hold it, it's gone. Every moment, the slate of our life, let's think of it as a blackboard. Something's written on it as a sensation. Oh, I felt that. It stops. Or a thought arises and goes. The slate's wiped clean unless we clutch that thought with our attention and continue to carry it into the present now. Without that, that will fall away. Like I say, and this is backed up by quantum physics. The slate is wiped clean every trillionth of a second. Thoughts arise, thoughts go. David R. Hawkins, who became enlightened in his later years, a well-known writer, author of many books, including Power versus Force. stated it this way in one of his books. He said, if it'd be easier if we thought of an analogy of a goldfish bowl. The goldfish bowl is consciousness. Thoughts arising, or let's say beliefs too, sensations, are the little goldfish that are jumping in the goldfish bowl. We are consciousness. The bowl is consciousness. Out of that arises a thought. Out of that arises a little I thought. My coveralls going, Art, that's me, that's me. Another analogy that is often used is about the ocean of consciousness and a wave. A wave, in our case, of a human being arises into form and falls. Now, it's actually doing this second to second to second to second, just so fast, way faster than that. But we assume it to be who we are. No, that's all changing. The ocean, however, isn't changing. So then this may beg the question, Art, don't you have anything better to do with your time than talk about this stuff? I actually do, but this is my passion. Why? Because when we adopt the perspective of the person, that perspective is bound to suffer. Here's another, didn't plan this, but here we go. There's a saying, but I'll use it for a pen here. But every stick has two ends. Now, the human life is always toggling between the two ends. Let's label this one good. You got the raise, you got the partner, you've got a beautiful home. This is you're living on the street, you don't have the partner, and you don't know where your next food is coming from. Life is doing this constantly. It might stay, let's say it stayed up here at this end for a while, maybe a few weeks. But then your spouse found out that you were having secret conversations with somebody. I don't know. Or your raise that you thought you were going to get, the boss comes in and says, sorry folks, cutbacks. So it toggles to this end. What I'm trying to point out in my videos is to get you to this stable point. It ain't moving at all. It may seem like it, okay, in the analogy. But it's the bad conditions or the good. They're at either end of that stick that has two ends. So how else can we get you there? So I've written down a man who, he didn't write this, but it's this book, I Am That, famous spiritual book, documents satsang, they call them, which is basically keeping the company of holy people or people who have a deeper level of understanding than most persons. And it talks with Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj. A mouthful. He was born with another name that you can look up online if you like, but he was given that honorific title when he realized the truth of his being at 37. His guru, when Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj went to him at 34, the guru told him two things, and it's kind of what I'm pointing at in this video too. He said, just focus on I am. Now, that I am does not include all of this. I am my name, I am my age, I am my body, I am my mind, I am my nationality, I am. None of that. Just I am. I am that I am is consciousness. You may go, yeah, but Art, consciousness arises in this. No, it doesn't. It appears to. The body appears in consciousness. Could you know it without consciousness? Then you go, okay, well, I'm my mind. Surely I'm my mind. Thoughts, beliefs, sensations, perceptions, memories are the little goldfish leaping up in that bowl of consciousness. Spike, 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 spike. And then amidst it all, as a constant background pretty well, is the little I. I'm Art Russell, I'm Art Russell, I'm Art Russell. No, to adopt that perspective is suffering. To witness it from the perspective of consciousness is much more joyful life. That's why I'm sharing this information with you. I'd like you to have a joy-filled life. So there's also a passage that I'd like to share, and it's from the Bible, John 3:3. Now, I had to look that up. I'd like to be clear on something here. My character, Art, has an interest in consciousness, spirituality, and the law of attraction. Sometimes it was aimed to help this character himself, but it's turned into wanting to help others with this knowledge. I don't even own a Bible. I'm not saying I should or shouldn't, but so in case you have some assumptions that I'm this guy who wants me to be like him, no, I'd just like you to avoid the suffering that goes with the perspective of the person. So in John 3:3, it says this, Jesus said, "Very truly, I tell you, no one can see the kingdom of God unless they are born again." Now, let's look into what he means by born again. He doesn't mean swear on a Bible, dress a certain way, become overly pious. And he means we must know that we are consciousness rather than the person. He's saying you can't get to the kingdom of God, which would be consciousness itself, which is it's all pervading, it's eternal, if you have the belief that you are the person. That's all it's pointing to. It's not some big religious thing. Religion, the way I use it in this, is meaning to yoke. Actually, yoga is a term that I find easier. Yoga means to yoke or to unite with our higher self knowingly. We always are that. We cannot not be that. But to have an apparent human life, we've had to forget that we were just consciousness itself and start believing that we were the person. I know that sounds so out there. You go, no, I am. If you question this deeply, if you really ask yourself, can I be the body? It appears to me. We feel like an I am, not an object. This is an object. We feel like an I am. And even back of that, we go farther and we just are. We're isness, awareness, consciousness. That's the purpose of this video. If you've enjoyed this video, I invite you to subscribe or click a like button to help get this message out to others who may benefit. And I also offer more information through my book entitled This Taste of Flesh and Bones. It's available through Amazon. Bye for now. We'll talk soon.